my name is Ms. Burgess, and I'm here today to teach you about thumbnails. What are they? A thumbnail is basically your plan. That's what it is. It is going to be the versions, the little mini drawings that you do to help you come up with your finished drawing, your finished painting, your finished sculpture, whatever that may be. So we call it organizing your composition, organizing the elements of art and the principles of design. If you don't know what those words mean, don't worry. We're going to learn about them throughout the year. What we want you to understand right now is what a thumbnail is. So let's look at examples. So the examples that you see right here are pretty much professional paintings, right? But they're done beautifully. You've got the plan right here. It shows you they had to come up with the idea of the size of the wolf, the two little dogs looking off into the sky. So they had to come up with that idea, but they also had to come up with how they were going to place those images on that canvas. So when you look at it, this is actually a digital image, but my point is they had to decide the size of it. So when you look at the size of the wolf in relationship to the size of the dog, they had to plan that out. What you don't see here in either one of these versions is the number of versions they had to create in order to make the perfect composition. And we'll talk more about what a composition is, but basically it's just how everything is arranged in the sculpture, or how everything's arranged in the painting and the drawing. It's how those pieces all relate together: size, proportion. So because of that, what I want you to understand through this process is that you're going to do multiple thumbnails. Okay. For every major project, you'll be asked to do 3 thumbnails, and that could be 3 different ideas. It could be the same idea arranged in different ways. But what will happen, most likely to every single one of you, is that at some point the teacher is going to say, hey, you know what? All 3 of these aren't quite where they need to be, or there's this one that could be better. Or maybe they'll say, if you take your thumbnail 1 and your thumbnail 2 and combine them, you can get a really amazing composition. So because of that, you will be editing those thumbnails. That's where the learning process comes in. So it's not a bad thing when that happens. When a teacher sends back feedback to you telling you to edit your thumbnail, it's not like math. It's not like you got it wrong. There's just better ways to make it better. And that's what we want you to understand through this process. The thumbnails do take different editing. They do take revision, and you're not perfect the first time. And in some occasions that may happen. And for some of you, that may happen every time. So do not feel bad. It's just part of the process. If you were in person, that process would be happening as well. So it just takes that feedback and that communication, and it's part of that learning process. But if you listen to that feedback and you follow that feedback, you will be successful in every major grade project that you do, because you will be on the right track from the start. So that's what a thumbnail is. And the main thing that we just want you to understand is it's your plan. You can't proceed. You don't know where you're going if you don't have a plan. The teacher doesn't know how to help you up front if we don't know your plan. So it's important. The other thing about a thumbnail that I want you to take away is that a thumbnail is fairly small. Okay, so for this class, a thumbnail will be 2 inches by 3 inches, or maybe a little larger, 4 by 6, depending on what you're making. But it's not meant to be a full finished drawing. It is meant to help you communicate how you plan to organize the picture, how you plan to put it all together. And it helps the teacher let you know that you're on the right track. So they're not big. Now, in real terms for an artist, thumbnails come in all shapes and sizes. Thumbnails could be full paintings. There's many artists that do entire paintings before they get to their big finished painting. So, and they can look like very finished works. But for the course itself, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do small thumbnails that help communicate to your teacher what your idea is. And that's what we want you to know. All right. Thank you.